And we're back. I almost got that, Kathy. I almost got. There it is. Tried to get it before you did it. And stuff. Guys, welcome to a new episode of More Than Dice. Today's a special episode on Champions Age of Sigmar. John is off for the night. He is out going and doing weird things. I have no clue.
John has been replaced by a John bot.
By John bot.
We call her John bot, Schmidt bot.
Hi, everybody. What's going on?
So we're on episode 71,
71?
Kathy? 71. And before we get started, we want to make sure that we give a shout out to all of our cool sponsors. Of course, if you can see up in the top left-hand corner of your screen, Tectonic Craft Studios. Dan is one of our sponsors. He will be giving us a bunch of stuff to give away. Of course, I'll be painting it on air and then giving it away to y'all. Last week we gave away some gift certificates. Hopefully everybody used those. Really cool. We also have Muse on Minis. Muse on Minis is one of our big sponsors. You'll see a code pop up within the screen stating that you could use it to get 10% off everything you order from them. If you need dials, tokens for whatever game, they're the people to go to. They also are a distributor of Judgment, which you can get their miniatures, which are amazeballs, and the game's pretty fun too. And our last one is Mechanica Studios. Mechanica Studios also does a lot of cool stuff. Has some awesome trays and dice stuff, which they will be selling our products pretty soon on their website, which stay tuned for that. It'll be some really new stuff. Other than that, John is off the air today, and we have Mr. Brian. What's your middle name?
Wait for it.
Schmidt.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
So we were doing that. I'm going to be streaming. I am going to be working on some K-Door models. I need to get some stuff put together for things coming up. I have a bunch of Doom Reavers I need to put on bases. I need to work on that. So
Doom Reaver spam, still a thing, huh?
Oh, it's even worse now.
Oh,
it's
God.
really good now. The new thing must make it really good.
I remember when Butcher 2 made that thing made them disgusting. I don't no thank you.
The new theme list is really good because it now adds all the Colden stuff and all the Colden lords and all that stuff, make them really good.
I'm so happy I don't play that game anymore.
I don't even understand what you guys are saying.
Yeah. It's so I played Mark 2 of War Machine, and my last match was against a Butcher 2 theme force, which ran. How many?
I can fit 5 in this list.
No, it was 6.
Hey, Kane. Kane's in the house.
Kane.
We haven't actually started talking about champions yet. Brian's going to tell us about how he used to play a
minis game. Yes. So my last event that I went to, which aptly named was the ECR, the East Coast Rumble, which my event was called the East Coast Rumble back in November. It was hardcore. It was hardcore, so I had one list. I brought Circle, which is all the werewolves and stuff, which I love the whole faction itself.
And they're stupid powerful now.
I've read I've read everything. People tell me to jump back in. It's perfect to jump back in. I'm like, no, I'll pass. Thanks. And it was an all beast list versus 70 Doom Reavers.
I can see it. Back then?
Yeah, and turn 2, it was game over.
Got charged by all of them, huh?
Oh, so that sounds like
No, I didn't. They didn't charge. He didn't charge. I charged because why not? Seppuku is always the way to go, right?
I see that Conjugate asks, do you guys play 40K? I do play 40K. I played one of my league games with my Tau this last Saturday.
Ugh.
And I was told by turn 2, the guy was like, I think I'm done. You've pretty much shot everything off the board. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what Tau does.
Like Tau.
It sounds like Tau.
When you're Space Marines, you actually need to charge across the board at the Tau and engage them as fast as you can. At least that's my recollection from the last time I played, which was 5th edition.
Yeah, so.
If you bring Knights will just run all over them.
Yep. So, no, that's why I did that. Which we didn't talk about what we did over the weekend on the pre-ramble. We talked about other things. But before we get started and go into all the cool things, and we talk about all the other things that are going on and all the champion spoilers, Do we have any tributes this week, Miss Kathy?
Alex Trebek.
Well,
yes.
Alex Trebek. What else? Anything else?
Tributes meaning
people have passed away or have had things that we need to talk about.
Luke Perry, obviously. I don't know if you guys covered
that. Oh, that's
Luke
right.
Yep.
Luke Perry.
I knew there was somebody else.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. If you don't mind, I go into my pro wrestling.
No.
Mr. Yamaguchi passed at the age of 62 yesterday, and King Kong Bundy as well.
Oh man, I remember King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, he was one of the big guys. He demanded the 5 count in every one of his matches.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So we did a nice on my radio show. We did a nice little tribute to him on Thursday night. So,
by the way, Kathy, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking rum and coke, my friend.
Well, big surprise. Never would you be drinking rum and coke. Brian, what's your drink of choice today?
I have a mysterious black cup.
What's in that mysterious black cup?
It will remain mysterious.
It will remain mysterious.
Today I bought a new beer. It is Mother's Mater Familias. It is a barrel-aged imperial stout, or 11% alcohol by volume.
Huh.
Oh, that would get me completely drunk on one bottle.
And I snuck a sip already, and it was really, really good. So we're going to sneak some more sips before we do this. Hopefully everything's going okay on Facebook, because it seemed to be an issue with Facebook right now. I'm not getting any chat overview on there, but maybe people aren't watching it as much. I'll check over on Facebook a little bit. It says no one's watching, but that's okay. We do stream live on Facebook for people that have a problem with the Twitch. So to Alex Trebek having stage 4 prostate cancer, I think is what it was.
Yeah, stage 4 prostate. Pancreatic.
Pancreatic
cancer. And King Kong Bundy, and who was the other man?
Luke Perry,
who died of a sudden. It was a
stroke.
He had a stroke.
Yeah,
it was stroke. They put him into a medically induced coma.
Yep.
Within 24 hours. So that basically means not good.
Yeah. So to them, cheers.
L'chaim.
Holy shit, this is good. It's kind of got a fruity chocolate flavor to it.
It is. What kind of fruit?
Aged in rye, brandy, and rum barrels.
Okay.
Ooh. I like rye, brandy, and rum.
Go get you some. I might go get another 6-pack of that, or 4-pack, or whatever it came in. Oh, that was really good. Very, very good. Okay, so today's episode...
Coving Scotty Potty's on. Hey, pal. How you doing?
What's up, Kovnik? We are talking about Age of Sigmar Champions, and today we do have some spoilers from the new set that were given to us, but we wanted to talk about the game a little bit. Kathy has brought on a special guest, Brian. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do on your spare time?
So, my name is Brian P. Schmidt, not Wade Schmidt, just to throw people off. I am a Twitch streamer for Age of Sigmar Champions. I stream every Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I basically do casuals. I do giveaways. I do lots of things. I'm running the North. I'm one of the people who are running the Northeast Circuit, which is can't talk. It is a series of events leading up to our big invitational, which is going to happen in July. We don't have a date yet, but once we have the date, we'll definitely let everyone know. It'll be on my stream. This upcoming Saturday, March 16th, will be the third installment of the Northeast Circuit and Wallingford, Connecticut at Dragon's Lair Games.
Where's Dragon's Lair?
Dragon's Lair, yes.
Where is that?
Wallingford, Connecticut.
Wallingford, Connecticut?
Yes. Okay. Tickets, basically you have to be there by 11 to register, and first round starts at 12. My spare time, I stay home with my 4-year-old son, who is all full of energy. He does not like to stop at all.
Like
if you have kids, you understand. I actually do hobby once in a while. When I mean once in a while, it's when I have time. I'm always building decks, playing the online game.
What do you hobby?
What do I hobby? Whatever I find is interesting plastic wise. So whether it be like I'm on this Titanicus kick right now.
Oh, a lot of people are.
So and I'm also working on what's the Warlord game that I have. What is that? Epic. What is this? It's the naval game for Warlord that I've been kind of building the battleships and stuff for the Japanese fleet.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I'm kind of doing right now, but I don't have time a lot of the times to actually sit down and hobby. So when I get a chance to actually do sit down and hobby, I'm down in my office at my station for 3 or 4 hours at most.
The hobby building. Cave.
Yes.
The editing cave.
The editing cave, which I stream from, which I'm...
Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
Oh, yes, we did. We lost Brian. Let's get him back.
He should be able to just call right back in.
I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. I was like...
I don't know what happened. It just literally just shut itself off.
Well,
oh. So, what was I saying?
You were talking about your editing cave.
Yeah, my editing cave, which was my storage unit for the house that I live in, is now my editing cave. So I have my desk, my dual screens, my upgraded computer, finally, because when I was shooting, Kathy can say that I was freezing a lot. So now we're fully upgraded, so there probably won't be any more issues anymore.
Fingers crossed.
Knock on wood. Other things I do, I run a pro wrestling radio show every Thursday night on mixlerradio.com /MESN radio. If you're a pro wrestling fan, please come. That's weird. Device is not... Okay. I'm okay, Kane. Kane, I'm okay.
Did we just totally crash?
No.
No. No. I don't think we did.
Working on stuff.
Okay.
So most of my passion is for card games and pro wrestling. So pro wrestling has been one of my big things that I've always followed since I was a kid, and I do a radio show about it. I actually was at a show last night till about 2:00 in the morning, an independent show in Hoboken, New Jersey. So I go mostly to the independent shows. I do watch some of the WWE, or as if our old timers in the chat know as the WWF.
Oh yeah.
So I that's what I love to do. That's what I love in general. So besides my son and my wife, because I know they're watching right now.
What? You might want to
tell them. The only time she watches me stream when I'm on someone else's stream.
Oh yeah, they're totally watching right now.
Yeah, they're totally watching.
Just like my husband. No.
No, what is he, asleep?
Oh God, no. No, he's working.
Oh.
He's in the other room working.
R.I.P. WWF. Yeah. World Wildlife Foundation there was a huge...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think Gonzo remembers this. There was a huge lawsuit between the World Wildlife Foundation and World Wrestling Federation over the
abbreviation name.
The abbreviation. So now they're known as WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. We rant on this all the time on the radio show. This is... I don't want to take over your podcast, so I'm gonna just stop.
Well, we actually did talk about that one time on ours. Yeah, I think we had mentioned it somewhere on one of our shows about that we were like...
Yeah, because John Spencer is also a big fan of wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so,
all right.
I think we mentioned that going on at one point. I can't remember when and where, but yeah, that was a mention.
Meanwhile. So, we can talk about champions.
Okay.
Just why I'm on the show.
What?
Right?
I thought you're just... No, you're just like disguised for John, right?
I'm a John Butt. Remember the movie Face Off, guys? Yeah, this is what happened.
So, okay, so let's talk about Age of Sigmar Champion. We've talked about it before. Kathy is very into it. Give us a brief rundown of what Age of Sigmar Champion is for people that are kind of new to this. Somebody.
Me
is
or
anybody here kind of new to that?
Is that yeah? I know I got a couple of guys from my stream that are here. So, for everyone who does not know what the game is, it is a card game, TCGs. It's a collectible card game based on Age of Sigmar, the Age of Sigmar world, which is owned by Games Workshop. Very fast paced, very fun. I like this game over everything. It's probably one of the best card games. Easy mechanics to learn. It's an easy game to learn, but hard to master. That's the easiest way. This is the one way I can explain it to anyone. There's combos, there's in-depth interactions, but if you just want to learn, it's easy to just pick up and learn. Starter decks come with everything you need, plus an additional pack, so it's nice. It's very nice.
They do have some interesting new I wouldn't say concepts. They do things different than most card games. There's no mana system.
Nope.
You just are limited by how much you can bring out in a turn.
Yeah, you have 2 actions per turn, and you don't draw at the beginning of your turn. You draw when you have at the end of your turn when you have action points left over.
Correct.
So cards in your hand are kind of a necessity for this game, because if you don't have cards in your hand, then you're not doing too good.
Correct. Also, there is a special mechanic, and something that is interesting is you do have hidden cards that even you don't know about.
So what they're called blessings. So under each you have 4 champions that are there. You have blessings underneath the champions, and once you complete, each of the champions have little corners for quests. So when you play cards that do certain things, certain damage, if you play a unit, play an ability, play in a spell, remove a unit, those will trigger the quests. So you can, once you go full counterclockwise, counterclockwise, because they're going to the left, you get your blessing, which is randomized because the gods are very fickle. Tzeentch is very fickle. So Tzeentch likes to play around with things. That's how, when I demo the game and if they want to play Chaos, I say Tzeentch is just playing around what your blessings are, so you don't know what you're getting. If it's orcs, I say Gork or Mork isn't happy, and they pick stuff for you. Sigmar, I say Sigmar is like, these are the blessings you get, deal with it, and Nagash says, I'm just going to give you these. That's it. I make Nagash the big jerk of the whole thing.
Yeah.
He is a big fat jerk.
But Gordrak is worse.
The big G.
He's, yeah. But yeah, I've been playing card games since 96. My first card game was Pokemon when it first came out.
Oh.
So that was 90, yeah, that was a long time ago. And I went from Pokemon to Magic the Gathering, to Dragon Ball Z, which was under Upper Deck.
Yep.
And then I went to Versus, and then I went to Versus, went to the LCG format. And then when they introduced this game was coming, I was like, oh, sold, done, going, let's go. So, since July of last year, I've been basically in this game full, like, I've basically headfirst dove into this game.
That was me too. Yeah. Gen Con is when I discovered it, and I discovered it at the Games Workshop booth at Gen Con,
Really?
not at the Play Fusion booth. I was at the Games Workshop booth because my husband and I paint miniatures for a living, so, you know, we paint Games Workshop stuff. And we also have played the games, and so I was over there, and I saw that there was a card game that they were selling, as well as in the Play Fusion booth, and I picked up the starters for Chaos and Destruction.
Nice.
And a few booster packs. And the 2 girls I was with also picked up at least 1 starter deck each, and a few booster packs. And we all went over to a table and sat down and unwrapped everything, and we had no idea what any of it meant. And then my friend Kat and I went over to the Play Fusion booth and did a demo, and we had a blast. And when I got home from Gen Con, I was looking at the little booster cards, and they have the website. So I went to the website, and that's when I discovered there was going to be a digital app, and that you scan your cards in. And I hadn't known that beforehand.
So, funny thing with that is, the app was like silently released at launch of the game.
Yep.
So we didn't know about it until it actually when I was running the casual event at Gen Con. So when this game came out, so it came out Gen Con last year, it was me and 2 other people. We were just going to play like a casual constructed deck, like 10 people or more, just rent a table at Gen Con and play it. PlayFusion came to me and said, listen, we want you to run the event at our booth. I'm like, sure, okay. This is what I want you to do. Up it up to $12 a piece, which is fine. Everyone who enters gets 3 packs and prize support added on. So that morning, as soon as I got done with talking with PlayFusion, I posted up to Facebook, sent it everywhere. Initially, we were going to have about 15 people. It shot up to 41.
Nice.
So we had 41 people at the first constructed event that I ran at Gen Con last year.
That's awesome.
So the event started around 8 o'clock Saturday night at Gen Con, and it went till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And it was just single round Swiss. So there was no 2 out of 3. It was just one game. You win, you lose, but you keep playing. Simple as that. And everyone got a pack just for playing in each round. So that was my experience. And then I brought it to my local store here when it came out. I've been running events there. I've been working my butt off to make sure that everyone gets to play. So yeah, I'm here for the long run for this game. And PlayFusion does such a good job. Mind you, there are certain things that they do that a lot of people don't like, but
what would be some of those things?
The stacking rule, number 1, was the big thing that everyone wasn't a fan of. That I saw that everyone was, not happy about. I think the stacking rule was the big thing, and then the Scarbrand nerf, which there's been much debate of why it was moved down to 10 points, 10 to life, instead of, the damage increase, reducing that. But those are the 2 big things, but it's going to bring the game closer. Now, with most of these new cards that have come out with Savagery, from what we've seen, they've kind of balanced everything out. Every single set. So set 1, you had Gordrak that was basically king. He basically won all the all the events. The next event, when set 2 came out, we were all previewing it, and it was like, Scarbrand's going to be the counter. But there were still counters in the sets to Gordrak that you could do. So it felt like that set 1 and set 2 should have been released together. Not as set 1, set 1, set 2.
And it's funny because one of the PlayFusion developers was talking about on his stream was that they were kind of meant to be together.
Yeah.
And the stacking rule originally was the way it has been changed to be now, if that makes sense.
It does, because they did do a test at the beginning of January with how the stacking rule is now, and then they waited till about, I think it was the beginning of February, they changed the stacking rule. So it worked. I think it works. I play Gordrak on the stream a lot. I'm kind of like upset that sometimes I can't stack on top of my big Stabber crew, but
oh yeah, I run across that. I've been playing Gordrak in practice for the upcoming tournament at Adepticon, which is at the end of this month in Schaumburg, Illinois. And Brian will be there, and Spelly will be there, and some people are familiar with Spelly.
Coming all the way from Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
The east side of Canada, if Brains is in the stream right now. Because he likes to think that Nova Scotia is on the west side of Canada. Which it's not. It's on the east side of Canada.
That.
I'm jealous. Jealous of y'all getting to go to Adepticon this year.
Directionally unaware.
Well, the plan is we're doing Rocky Saturday night, right? I assume that's the plan?
we're doing Rocky Saturday night, Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're picking up and heading out. It's about a half an hour from the venue. And,
that's fine. I'll bring some of the Brits with me. I don't think they've ever been to Rocky, so
we're gonna have some, which is funny because it is a British movie. I mean,
it is a British movie. So, it is very much a
British stage show. So.
Well, I'll see if they want to come. I think see the interaction. I went to Las Vegas Open. I worked there. I did demos at the LVO, and after the con and stuff, I got to hang out with Jane from PlayFusion, Owen from PlayFusion, Ian from PlayFusion, everyone from Josh from PlayFusion as well. Well, Josh is Utah and West.
I don't think any of the Brits are coming to Adepticon.
Ian is. But but he
lives here now.
Yeah, that's true.
So is he
and so Kane says in the chat, he says, I'd say the biggest fan concern was that PlayFusion was too soft in balancing meta issues, but they said that will change after Savagery, so it should be fine. And I agree with that, just based on some of the heavy hitting cards that we've seen spoiled so far in the Savagery set.
Especially all those wonderful Sylvaneth spoilers.
Do we just want to get these spoilers over with? Because I know that Brian's not going to be here.
Got a little time.
The entire.
Well, okay. I have a question though, because PlayFusion.
Sherlock clones.
Sherlock.
You're one of my favorites because I love your name.
Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate it. Thought I was your favorite.
Well, I said one of my favorites to be fair.
So does PlayFusion have pretty much rights to do whatever the hell they want?
So with Games Workshop, they have the IP from them, so they can't really do anything without the okay from Games Workshop.
But they pretty much are they pretty much hands off when it comes to like balancing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's totally PlayFusion.
Yeah, it's totally PlayFusion.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just thinking of like GW, they really probably wouldn't even know what or the hell to do. Like, don't do that because that's going to make us more money, or that's going to be, that's just how that is. But PlayFusion is like, no, you don't understand. This is how the card game works.
I think that PlayFusion has, on the card game side, has full control.
Okay.
But when it comes to the artwork and the lore and stuff, it has to go by Games Workshop guidelines.
Common sense on that one.
Because it's their IP, so you can't really say, no, we're not going to do it this way, but we're going to do it this way. So, I'm trying to think. But yeah, there's some, and from what I know, there's a couple of cards in the new set that have original art on it that got okayed. So I'm actually pretty excited for that. Blobby to you there, Adam. Sorry, have to say hello to my my Brit friend Adam, who took Lord Archeon, who is here.
Well, we do have some stuff that we can have everybody kind of look at. We do have 2 new cards from the set. We'll show one of them. I'm just going to put them up as on the screen. Let you talk about them. One I'm super excited about because it's what I love more than anything, and one is just kind of there. First one is Frenzied Bloodletting.
Okay, so Frenzied Bloodletting is a spell. So you have it's 3, 3, and 3, no clunky corners. When a highlighted ally or enemy uses a heroic act, barf, deal damage to your opponent. So this basically is going to have, if you go up against someone who uses Godrak, or if you have someone who uses Firebelly, like I do.
Hashtag puke for the win.
Hashtag puke FTW. This will hurt me a lot. It's going to do it. So my placement with this, if I'm to use this as a player, be across with anything with heroic acts. So you have the War Chiefs, the 2-drop that do 1 damage, the Mordants that do 1 damage. I'm trying to think if there's any other heroic acts. Loudmouth, anything Orc, anything in destruction that has a heroic act. This is gonna really slow them down. I'm trying to think. Order has a couple ones with heroics. Vorus, Aventus. Aventus is starting to see a lot more play now, too, with Aventus Zoo, which is fun. I play that deck now. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a really good spell, and actually one of the developers who streams the game, by the way, said that we were all wanting a mage meta. Well, here comes the mage meta. So I'm very excited for this card.
Mm-hmm.
Something that sees me coming in this, of course, because I'm not into it as much as y'all are. I do like playing it. So is this set going to have 152 new cards, or is this...
Yes. Okay. It's going to be 152 new cards. No reprints right now. Okay. No reprints yet. They don't really... I've asked a couple of times during set 1, there were 2 cards that needed to be reprinted because of wording. And I asked them, I said, listen, are these going to be reprinted just to reflect the wording? They're like, no. Maybe when they're re-released or reprinted, then yes. Scarbrand got reduced. So all the Scarbrands that are being produced right now have the 15 or less. But he's been FAQ'd to be 10 or less.
Gotcha.
So it's on the player to know the rules for the card. There are some people who are taking their Scarbrands and whiting out the 12 and whiting out the 15 and writing in 10. I'm not kidding you. I've seen it done.
I feel like I would just do that on my sleeve.
Yeah. I don't think I would do it to an actual card. I would do it to a sleeve. Just so.
Yeah, there's a couple people that do it sleeves. Some people did a card. Sherlock is saying Briar Queen. I agree. Yes. Yeah, that's definitely... Once they start like rotating sets, I think this is when they're going to reprint cards.
So coming back from an old Magic background, and we're talking about this, are the prior sets are still good to use in any tournament, right?
What?
Uh-oh.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Okay. The older sets are still usable in tournaments, right? It's not like the Magic
right now,
where...
Yeah, there's only 2 sets right now. Set 1, Set 2, Warbands, and the starters. So they're still legal right now. But once they do... What they're doing with Lightseekers is that they do rotations as well. They're going to start doing a rotation probably at the end of the year. But I think they're going to start doing a rotating sets in and out of the game.
Are they going to say the last, the 2 newest sets are the only ones that are legal for tournament play?
From what I have a feeling on, there's going to be a base set, almost like how Magic had like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, gotcha.
That would be something they would do like as a like a base set for the game.
Okay.
That would be the smart thing to do, but I don't work for PlayFusion, so.
Well, I mean, because that was one of the complaints. Some people were like, "I don't want to have to spend all this money on cards, and in 6 months, my cards are useless because they've taken my sets out of the tournament."
No, they're not going to do that.
Okay.
We have it. The only time I could see it from a Magic perspective, us having a set rotation would probably not be until end of the year, if anything. If they do a set rotation, probably not be till the end of the year.
Okay. All right. So we know what this one is, and this one is, to me, is the lesser of the 2, in my opinion.
Wait, hold on. Let me think. Do you play Age of Sigmar?
Yes, I do.
Do you play Order?
Yes, I do.
Do you fancy yourself some trees?
I love me some trees.
Okay.
Gonzo likes the wood.
He likes wood?
I like wood.
All right, Gonzo, show us what you got. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Here's some good wood right here.
Yeah, this wood is mighty and strong.
So, this is the spirit of Durthuru. Durthuru, excuse me. So, it's probably all the champions that are coming out now are coming with easy questing sides. So damage, Sylvaneth to complete it. This can be completed in 1 turn. No, 2 turns, sorry. His heroic act is discard 1 Sylvaneth from your hand to deploy 1 Sylvaneth from your discard pile. There are so many cards that can abuse this. For example, where is it? I was looking at this before because I was prepping this up. Screeching Spite Revenant, which I spoiled on my stream. And then you can take Loyal Kurnoth Hunters. God, there's so many other things you can do with this. Where is the other one? Metamorphosis. It's the Merciless Tree Revenants. It's amazing. Only problem is you can't play this card with Ariel or Dryacha. Dryacha's 12. Yeah. So she's 8 points and 1 health. The 1 health is good, but the 8 points is just a little over. This is maybe a little overcosted, but from what I'm told, the design, it keeps it very they keep it fair. So I assume there's going to be lower costed champions for Sylvaneth, so you don't have to rely on Stormcaps or Elves to run pure Sylvaneth deck. But this is just wow.
I mean, you could have 2 of these if you really wanted to in a deck. Unlike the other 2, they're not. It's not unique.
Yeah, you can run 2 of these definitely. There's so many possibilities that they're showing with Sylvaneth. It's just, I'm going to be playing Sylvaneth. This is going to be the meta deck. Sylvaneth are going to be the meta unless something comes quickly that we haven't seen yet. I mean,
Gloomspite gets maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. Let's hope the Grot Revolution does happen. I'm a fan of it. So.
I mean, but historically in Age of Sigmar, isn't Nurgle kind of the nemesis of the Sylvaneth?
Lore-wise, yeah, I think so. I'm not really fancy on the new up-to-date AOS lore, but yeah, I think this is Nurgle doesn't really like them at all. He's good, don't get me wrong, but he can't be played with any... No, he can't be played with any of the boss guys, Sherlock, at all.
Because that would be OP.
It would be disgusting. So unless there's a zero-order champion coming...
Which is
a possibility, you could play this with Dryacha. And that could be...
Or Dryka, as I like to say.
Tomato, okay?
Yeah, right.
See, I played with both of them in Age of Sigmar, so I should be able to play both of them in this game.
Yeah, but you cheat.
I don't cheat. I just use my points effectively.
I joke.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this looks very promising. You see a pure discard mechanic coming from Sylvaneth, so a way to get stuff back into your hand too.
I mean, just think about it. I mean, you're like, oh, well, that big thing got destroyed last turn. Okay, I don't give a damn. I'm just going to get rid of it. It's coming back, and it's going to kick you in the face again. In the Tiefers. The spirit is a warrior, so you don't have much access to some of the spells, but Dryacha is a warrior wizard, so if you do Dryacha spirit and then 2 0-cost champions, which may happen, you can easily run Blessings of the Forest, Primal Terror, Metamorphosis with this card. So gonna be, it's just I'm waiting to see how this goes. I'm waiting to see this meta changes. Are you thinking that this may be coming up into something broken or just something really, really good?
Really, really good. I don't really think so I'm the more positive look when it comes to cards. People will crap on cards. I won't. I see potential in everything. That's the way I've always been. And a lot of these cards have, like, some of the bad cards do have potential. Like Firebelly, I thought was, ick. And then I was like, it's okay. It could be very possible. But then Firebelly Puke came out. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't see this one. And I was always futzing around with Aventus. Never thought of doing, like, an AL Aventus build. Like, I was trying to quest Aventus, and that took way too long. So, but the Aventus Zoo is a lot better. So, that is my take on this. I'm gonna be Kane says meta's gonna be Sylvaneth and Death after Savagery.
That's possible.
It's very possible.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
And Sylvaneth is the only new one.
Sylvaneth is the new tag.
But is the only
in a tribe.
But they're not. There's not another one coming out. Sylvaneth is just the only new.
No.
Destruction is getting, as far as new tags go, Destruction is getting, I'm blanking. Squigs. Squigs are a separate tag from Beasts.
Yes.
And goblins, they're a separate tag.
Gobos. So, Death is just changing, and Chaos is getting Nurgle. And I know my good friend Hamish, who just won the Northampton Invitational, is very excited because he plays Nurgle in AOS. So he's very excited for that.
Love me some Nurgle.
I love me some Nurgle too, and some Tzeentch. Squig Emblem. Yes, I'm getting tattooed, by the way, there, Adam.
Chaos was my first starter deck, Destruction my second. But I've been a fan of Chaos since like 1990.
I was always that Space Marine player, so I kind of played Marine, so...
it doesn't surprise me.
Brian, would you be proud of me jamming in physical cards into the app? Me literally jamming them into your app? I don't know how that would work. How would that work? I don't know.
Did you like mess with the coding?
Maybe. If you want to jam stuff into the physical app, go ahead. Excuse me.
So, with what's coming out right now, what are you seeing are the lookout oh shit combos that you're seeing and looking from the new stuff coming out this game?
So, already, Sylvaneth discard is going to be the oh shit thing. That is definitely going to be the manipulation in your discard pile with Sylvaneth is going to be one of the big things, hands down. Chaos is getting abilities to play spells, abilities over spells, which in the game you can't play abilities over spells.
Yep.
But Chaos is getting a couple of fun things for that. I haven't really looked at the death spoilers yet.
Yeah, but Kane has.
Well, Kane
has all kinds of ideas about death.
Like a credit card reader, we're not doing that. No credit card reader there, J-Crowd. Destruction's getting... Well, ogres are getting more heroic act manipulation, so it means we can do multiple heroic acts in one turn.
I was hoping something like that would happen because of Culling Mournfang Cavalry being so difficult of a card to use in Onslaught.
But now it can be used. Bellowing Voice is such a blessing in disguise. The Maul has blessed us with that card. And the new 7-point champion, which is so good. Easiest thing to quest I've seen. Ogre damage, beast damage. Easiest way, and he can search for a beast card immediately as soon as he comes as a heroic act.
Incensed Thunder Tusk.
Yeah, Incensed Thunder Tusk is amazing.
There's another one that has a heroic act, which is discard 2 cards from your hand to deal corner damage to your opponent and draw 1 card.
Yep, and then there's a card, and then if you discard Bellowing Voice for any discard effect, you can search your deck for an ogre. So they're going to pay off. It looks like ogres are going to be basically paying off when you discard cards to add in stuff. So
right, we'll be happy to play our Beast Ogre decks again with Incensed Thunder Tusk, a Beast and an Ogre. Yes,
I cannot wait for that. That's gonna be the deck to build next to Spirits and Sylvaneth. I honestly think that Chaos is going to remain the same. To be, in my honest opinion, even with all the new stuff, you're still going to see Scarbrand. You're going to see some new Nurgle tech, but I don't even know.
Do you think that there will be more Chaos decks that aren't just reliant on the luck of the draw?
Yeah. There's an all spellcaster Chaos deck that's running out there that does a lot of good things. It's just missing a couple of things. And it looks like we're getting one of them already. Virulent Discharge is coming in the next set, where so you can basically play an ability over spell. Scarbrand and Gardrak will still be there, but you won't have them as being like what everyone else plays. Everyone's playing that deck. It won't be like the net deck that everyone plays. That makes sense.
Are there anything that you think may just be a little over the top?
Honestly?
Yeah.
With the Savagery stuff coming out, I think everything is just
evens it out.
Yeah, everything evens it out. Field. The one thing that really bugs me is the Harbinger of Decay, but that's just me.
Cool card art, by the way.
Yes, that is one of the original artworks for the set right there. So
original to Play Fusion, not a GW art.
Yep, it's gorgeous. It's amazing. I don't see anything over the top yet, and a lot of people will probably yell at me later tomorrow on my stream. And Kathy, you can yell at me too. It's okay.
You know what? We'll find the over to top thing like within a week of the release of Savagery.
Like April 6th, that Saturday, I will probably have it already. What's the over top stuff? Kane will have it already. I already know that for a fact.
Kane will definitely. Since it's coming out, the set drops in April.
April 5th. April 4th, April 5th.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a Friday.
Is anything going to be dropping at Adepticon?
So we will. I cannot confirm it.
I cannot confirm or deny.
I cannot confirm nor deny. I believe that a lot of the local game stores that the am I frozen?
No.
Okay, because my screen is frozen.
No, everything's
okay. So and most of the locals are going to be doing pre-releases the week before. So I believe we may be doing a pre-release at Adepticon. It's not confirmed or denied. But
I was kind of hoping because
I'm hoping so
close to the actual release. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna say, I'm hoping for a first strike to happen at Adepticon.
We're just dorks, so we're hoping.
Yeah, we're hoping. I rather that happen because someone's running for me at my local game store, so I kind of want to run one. It'd be nice.
Is Play Fusion going to actually be at Adepticon this year?
Yes, they will be. I will be working for them. So
okay, so they'll be at Adepticon. So there's a good chance that something could show up, right?
Very good chance. They'll be at Adepticon. They'll definitely be at Gen Con. I can tell you that right now. I don't know if anywhere else they'll be.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll be at least one of the PAX Unplugged, maybe.
They'll be back in Philly. I can tell you. I can probably guarantee. Without confirming it, I can probably guarantee it that they're gonna be at Philly.
When will we know the entire card list?
So right now, I'm gonna do quick math really quickly. 4, 8. So we probably will have the last Savagery release, pre-releases, probably before the 29th. So that's another 2 weeks. Yeah, it's another 2 weeks. So we may have. I think they're going to review. I don't think they're revealing the whole set. I think they're saving some for everyone just to find the new cards. So
they'll open it up and get to see what you like.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They're not. I don't think they're going to release most of the set. I can't confirm that, and I know the UK people are asleep right now, except for Adam because he's a crazy person.
Adam doesn't sleep.
Adam doesn't sleep. He actually went to an event. He did an overnight. Drove 2.5 hours to the UK event, and then went home. Drove 2.5 hours. So he's good.
Did we read Kane's thing? Scarbrand will continue to be the Chaos deck unless the meta changes enough to say Scarbrand isn't a viable meta choice because it's either too inconsistent or because it doesn't match up well against other meta decks, which is unlikely.
True. So only around, yeah. So around.
See, I did read that.
Yay! But yeah, I think it's going to be. That's right. Conjugates is over in the EU as well. Yeah, it's 2:00 in the morning there. I'm sorry, I forgot. You're over in the EU. I know.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming in, especially this.
Yeah, week. I do appreciate it, guys. They come in on my stream too, so I do appreciate it. You should guys make sure you guys follow them, please. Please do.
Oh, for the people that are new to our stream, usually we talk about miniatures and stuff, but we talk about all type of games. That's the reason why we're gaming from all sides of the tabletop.
We're more than dice, yeah, gaming from all sides of the tabletop. So not only do we talk about miniature games like Warhammer and War Machine, we have been talking about card games lately because I know Gonzo and John, our other co-host who isn't with us tonight, have been playing the Transformers card game as well.
Yeah, John and I stream those on like Wednesday nights. We'll be doing that, which we'll be doing some other card games too.
And we also talk about role-playing games because we're dorks.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I run a role-playing game on Tuesday nights.
The live stream.
Yeah, we live stream it, and we've been doing it for over a year with these guys. Nice. It was called Dawn of the Harbinger, and it's a very far in the future Star Wars game.
Did you see that?
You're the best, Kane. You're also one of my favorites. You and Schmidt and Binzi and Sherlock Clones.
All right.
And of course, Will Hall, but he's not here with us.
No, he's not.
Magic Arena dude now.
I guess Kane's driving up to Connecticut by himself now.
Aww.
Kathy did mention something, and I wanted to bring it up because I thought this was very interesting and is very unique to the game now, because this is stuff that's happening because we have the technology to do it, of doing online tournaments.
So the online tournament thing has happened several times. Mm-hmm. It has been organized by PlayFusion. It's been organized by outside sources.
Correct.
Meaning John was the first one to do it, but we had Mike Kurlaski, I think, was the one that did. I don't remember if it was Mike. I forget who it was, but he ran.
Mike Kurlaski. Oh no, it was Barry. Bazdaka.
Yeah, Bazdaka. He ran an online tournament for It was like 16 of us that played. Online tournaments are possible. You just got to get your opponent.
It was the difficult thing we ran into with that 16-person tournament that Bazdaka ran was the time zones, I think. I know I had to arrange my game with Ionic, who was in Hong Kong, I think.
Yeah, he's in Hong Kong.
We were like exactly 12 hours apart, so his nighttime was my morning.
Yeah, but to me that's freaking cool as shit. Because
it really was.
Yeah, it is.
It was fun.
Who would have ever thought that one day that, playing Magic, I could play a tournament with a guy in Japan in real time?
Yeah, but I'm biased opinion. MTG on Arena is not good.
I'm just saying, as an
old
thing.
The animations are cool. I don't know about the game mechanics, but the animations are cool.
Yeah,
I have to say.
I just thought it was very interesting. And I think it really does good for the community, in my opinion, because anytime I can find a game, no matter what, or I can play from someone I don't know, but it's personable, not just from the app, but getting together with that person and going, hey, let's set up a game because it's a tournament. I think that just grows the community a whole lot more. Excuse my burping. It helps it out a ton.
It helps a lot. Like, there's times I need to playtest a deck for a tournament, or if I just want to playtest something because I thought about it in my head, I can just message one of my buddies, the Great Cthulhu, who's in my stream a lot, who actually lives 10 minutes away. And if he can't get over here, just log on to the app and bam, we're good. Mm-hmm. So it's nice. It's nice to have the digital component available, but I don't like to focus on digital. Digital only. I'm more of the physical guy. I'm the brick and mortar guy that shows up and plays in your store.
Yeah.
I agree. I would absolutely rather be playing the paper game. I would way rather. When I first got the game before the app went live, like, you could scan your cards in, but you couldn't do anything with them.
Yep.
Way back in August.
Yep.
So I would take my destruction starter and my chaos starter and whatever.
Play solitaire. Yep.
Whatever. Yeah, and they would go against each other, and I learned a lot about the rules by playing both of those decks against each other.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I would way rather be playing physical. That's why I'm excited for the tournament at the end of the month at Adepticon.
Which both of y'all are going to be at Adepticon, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know Kathy is.
I am.
I am every year, so.
I will probably be flying in Wednesday night. I'm not sure right now. And then leaving Sunday night on a red eye, which I did that from Vegas, and that was not fun. at all. At all. They basically put my seat right next to the bathroom.
Oh, that's always fun.
No. Yeah. No, not at all. Could not sleep at all. Well, Kathy's trying. She wishes she lived in Jersey so she can hang out and play with us all the time. That is very true. She probably.
Wait, I did. What did I say?
Jane says what Kathy is really trying to say is she wishes she lived in Jersey, which I don't think you do. And
I live in Chicago.
Okay.
I actually would rather live in the forest in the middle of nowhere.
Crap! I'm not wearing my hat. I had Kathy. I picked a hat out specifically for this podcast. And you know what hat I'm talking about?
Cubs hat. It's the Cubs hat. I know. I know.
So, Gonzo, you live in Chicago, right?
No, I live in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. So, have you been to New York?
No.
Okay. Have you been to Chicago?
Yes, been to Adepticon.
Okay.
He was at Adepticon. Yeah, I've been to New York.
Okay. So, for someone who's from Arkansas, who's had regular pizza and then had Chicago-style pizza, what would you prefer, the lasagna or real pizza?
I'd rather have Chicago style. I like it. I don't like.
Your face,
I don't like the whole flat wafer stuff. I like a good
flat,
thick,
soggy, fold it in half like a taco.
No. I want the meat and cheese on the bottom, and then the full stack of sauce, and just go.
But you know what?
No. Okay, now this
funny
makes
about
me angry.
That?
Oh.
What's funny about that is I don't like Chicago style pizza.
Sherlock, don't you dare.
Chicago style. I'm from Minnesota. I like a Sicilian style flat pizza, but it has to have a firm crust and it's cut in squares.
Best pizza in Jersey, Philly areas. Same with you know what? Stop with this Jersey pizza. It's made from the water from the seaside heights, so that's all salt. So, my thing is, and I've said this on my stream before, and Kathy can just wrong answer. Yeah, exactly. How do you cook a pizza that goes in a casserole tin? That's what I want to know.
Easy. You put it in the oven and bake it.
You don't bake pizza. You put it in the oven, you cook it for 5 minutes, and you serve it. Greasy and all.
Wrong. That would
5
be wrong.
minutes.
I've worked in a pizzeria. I happen to know that that's not how you make pizza.
Wait, hold on. In his defense, Kane, I got a couple more minutes and I gotta go. Kane says, in his defense, Chicago pizza is a lot better. I've had them both, but Chicago will kill you will kill you quicker.
It's a warm blanket around your heart.
I don't want to. If I'm drunk in Chicago, I don't want to. What's the word? What's the word I'm trying to think? Drown myself in Chicago pizza if I'm having a slice of pizza late at night. I'm sorry. Oh, pork roll. What the pork roll? I don't eat a pork roll. No, stop with this pork roll nonsense. By the way, Pat's over Geno's. Pat's over Geno's. I know everyone's gonna hate me for that, but
wait, is that a East Coast thing?
That's a Philly thing.
Okay, because here we have Geno's East, which is I've never actually eaten there, so I don't really have a
No, it's there's two cheesesteak places. To the left on the same road in Philly. They've been competing for I don't know how many years. Basically, when you show up, you either go to Pat's or Geno's.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are we talking cheesesteak now?
Yes, we're talking.
Oh.
So, but Pat's and you either pick Pat's or Geno's. Simple as that.
Oh yeah.
And,
I think
Tony,
I saw.
Okay. All right,
Tony
Jay.
Luke's rules all.
I think I saw a live with Dave Cattell or late night with Dave Cattell where he did that. He went to each one of them and
he did
tested them out.
He did every one of them, and it was actually pretty cool. I missed that show.
I did too. That was a really cool show.
David Tell's a good comedian too. If you haven't
Papa John's is I can't eat.
Who just said Papa John's?
Binzi did.
Okay, so I'm gonna go now.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
No.
No,
All right.
that's like that's Burn the Heretic.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's Exterminatus right there on Papa John's.
Yes, Exterminatus. Speaking of Exterminatus, I have to go.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Brian. Much appreciated.
I will basically go back to the lab now and have John switch faces with me. So you're good to go.
And 8 o'clock is when we switch over from our gaming stuff to our media segment, where we talk about movies, TV shows, books we've read, music we've listened to.
Which is right now. So,
Brian, yeah. Myself over.
So the gaming part of it is done, but everybody can stick around and listen to us talk about movies and chime in with movies they've seen or would like to see or shows that they've been watching.
All right. I'm going to go. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
See you tomorrow on your stream.
Yep, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. GMT. Thanks, guys. Peace. Thank you again, Kathy.
And it goes. We're just going to leave that screen up because the Skype has a new change to our program. We didn't get it fixed enough time, so we're just going to leave it on that. Kathy, you still there?
I am still here.
Okay, I was making sure. So, for the people that are new, today, right now is our media section. For the next 30 minutes, we'll talk about everything that we've done. Kathy, I know you have one, and we could probably wait, because you and I are going to talk about it at the same time. Because we both saw it. We both saw Captain Marvel, and we can talk about that. I actually have 4 things to talk about. 5, 6, actually, things to talk about. So I can go ahead and go with that, and we'll go with ours together at the very end. You all right with that?
Yeah, I haven't actually watched a lot of TV. I've been busy with
other things,
getting my hair down and hanging out with my friend while she got her hair done on Friday. That's how we roll as girls.
Yeah.
So that was our Friday, and then Saturday we drove up to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and attended GaryCon, which is a gaming convention that honors Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, because we're also geeks.
Oh, what? We're not geeks, not us. We don't do that type of stuff. So.
No, conjugates, you are not the only one who has had a problem with the stream buffering. I have had it on and off tonight,
yeah, there is something going on.
I apologize for that.
Yeah, there's something going on. It could be the new Skype problem. It's been kind of coming in and out. So we're going to see if we can get that fixed next time. I may have to just go back to an older version of Skype, but it forced me to update today at the last minute. All right, so one of the things we'll talk about, I did buy, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it last episode, I did buy the entire Avatar cartoon series, which I never got to watch the entire thing. But I started over from episode 1 and working through the seasons. And if you're an Avatar fan, The Last Airbender, of course, and I also bought the Korra one too, which I watched and enjoyed. Just a friend of mine hasn't. And we're watching it all together again. Avatar: Last Airbender is still good. It's still a good quality cartoon. Still got the stupid comedy. I don't think, it hasn't lost its appeal yet. It hasn't shown its age, if you know what I'm saying. So I was really, 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 really liking it. I'm kind of upset that it's not like on Netflix or something, because it could really get a lot of people into it, especially now that Netflix is doing a new live-action TV series. For me that doesn't know, Netflix has the rights to the new Avatar: Last Airbender and are doing a live-action version of the TV series. They are now quoted as saying that they're not going to whitewash the characters, and the creators of the original series are working hand in hand with Netflix and are supposed to be on scene at all times for everything, which I think is pretty interesting, because the movie was a big problem because the people were, not who they were supposed to be. They weren't the correct anything. So I think what's really going to be good about it going through is that they're going to do it right, hopefully, this time. It's the old adage of don't screw it up type thing. Other than that, I haven't finished the entire series, so I'm not going to give it a rating just yet. So far, so good. I know John wanted to hear this, but we're going to do it anyway, Kathy, was the old movie Tag. And in that, it is a comedy about a bunch of guys that never stop playing a tag game. It is very much a bromance movie. It has a ton of slapstick comedy and overlaying things. It's actually been, it was actually pretty decent. I would give it maybe 2 space herpes, just because it was just meh. But it definitely wasn't bad. It was good for one watch. After that, you're good to have it. There was some good physical comedy. Of course, there's some good feel-good stuff going on about what's going on now with it. But if it's not your thing, just kind of pass it by. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't that awesome. Kathy, let's go in the middle. Let's go ahead and go with Captain Marvel.
So, you know what? Let me first say, when we were at the theater Friday night, you saw the trailer for The Hustle.
Oh, really?
Which is a, it stars Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I'm watching it, I missed what the movie was actually called until the very end. And the whole time I'm watching the trailer, I'm thinking, this is like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And of course, I love Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Yeah. Michael Caine and Steve Martin. And this is, it's kind of like the female version of that. I hate to compare it like that, but it is sort of like, you know, Anne Hathaway plays the refined sort of Michael Caine, you know, kind of character, and then Rebel Wilson plays the you know, the in-your-face humor, the comedy, the vulgar character that Steve Martin played.
So I didn't get that trailer. I got Pokemon, Dark Phoenix were the 2 that stuck out in my head right now. I think that was it. I can't remember what that. There was more, but those were the 2 that stuck out.
You got the Ugly Dolls trailer too, and since my husband and I are fans of actual Ugly Dolls stuffed animals, I have to say I kind of like that.
Well, we didn't get that, that's for sure.
But anyways, I see that Conjugate says that the first Iron Man movie is still his favorite Marvel movie, and I really liked the first Iron Man movie, I have to say.
Yeah, the first Iron Man movie. It's kind of it's kind of like a nostalgia type thing. It started everything and it hit all the right notes. Type thing.
Also loved Guardians of the Galaxy, and I kind of like how Captain Marvel kind of ties a little bit kind of into that.
Captain Marvel does. So our review of Captain Marvel, we're gonna try to go as spoiler free as possible. Hopefully we don't ruin anything for anybody. Kathy, what did you think?
I enjoyed it, and as other people in the chat have said, not my most favorite Marvel movie, but then I haven't seen all of them like some people have seen every single one, but I see them sporadically because my husband doesn't like to go see movies. So I have to go like with my friends when I get a chance to. And so we saw the 10:30 showing Friday night, and I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
It was a good action movie. There were some really funny parts that made me laugh out loud.
I did too. It is not my favorite Marvel movie by far, but it is not my lowest one. It is good, and we're going to call it the MCU movie in the MCUs, not any of the other ones like the old Daredevils and all that stuff. It was good. It had some really good action. There was 1 or 2 things, special effects wise, kind of turned me off because I was like, "Oh, that's really they should have put more money into that, more time." And it was like the first time that the intelligence grabs a hold of her, and she steps on that platform.
Yeah,
it was kind of just like really that should have been better.
You know what that made me think of? For some reason, it kind of made me think of the original Tron.
Oh.
I don't know why, but it did.
I did like it. I know that there's been some backlash from people about this being like the ultra feminist movie and all about male bashing, and it wasn't. There was not this ultra male bashing, this an ultra feminist thing. It was just a good superhero movie with a female lead, and I was really glad with it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying it was just her and Nick Fury going out and kicking butt.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the person I saw it with is not a huge Marvel fan and not all into it, and didn't watch any reviews and doesn't know any of the background and all this negative stuff that people are doing with it. And she was like, "No, it was it. There was some girl empowerment to it, but it was still a good, solid action movie. It was a good superhero movie. You could follow it."
So Busy goes, nah, that was just Brie Larson in real life. See, I don't keep track of actors and actresses. I don't keep track of actors and how they are in real life. I was disappointed at a young age when I heard that Bob Crane of Hogan's Heroes was a sex addict, and that's how he was actually murdered by the husband of somebody that he was having an affair with. So if I really kept track of that shit, I'd go nuts. I wouldn't like anything. I would never watch it again.
Well, you know what's funny is Brie Larson did show up to a couple of movie theaters in costume, or her when the movie was going and stuff, which I thought was a really cool thing. I would have been super stoked if I was sitting there and all of a sudden she comes up in full Captain Marvel outfit, which is it's they don't have to do that. I'm sure it's good publicity and stuff, but you can tell that the way this was done and the way she was, that she enjoyed her role. She wasn't doing this as a job. Sort of like how Johnny Depp really went way overboard with, his role in Pirates. Yeah, with Captain Jack. And he really, really liked it, which was cool. Oh, crap.
Is that your compressor? Your air compressor?
Yes, that was my air compressor. Sorry about that, guys. But I mean, it was done really well. There was, I will say one thing. It's interesting. I really wish they would have given this movie out before The Last Avengers, and not given the two after credit scenes. Given that one after credit scene, but that's okay. I understand it. I think it would have made more sense if they would have done it before Avengers, Infinity Gauntlet. It would have been cooler in my opinion, but I understand. It's just kind of a nitpick thing, and not even really a nitpick. I'm just thinking it would be neat to watch that first.
You've seen Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Oh, one of my top 5 movies of all time. Things are balls amazing. So yeah.
Arcan was just saying Into the Spider-Verse is one of the best Marvel films for him. So.
It is. I will agree with you. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my top movies of all time. It's just that solid good.
When it comes out on Netflix, then I'll see it.
You know what, Kathy? I will let you borrow it for free right now.
I'll totally watch that.
I will give you the ability to watch that right now.
Hooray! I also just saw Black Panther is on Netflix, so I will be watching that as well, because I have not yet seen that.
Yeah. But I mean, it had good action, had good comedy. I will tell you what was really cool was the soundtrack, because the soundtrack was really good. I thought one of the songs during the fight scenes just wasn't that great, but it was still good music. Because it was all 90s music, and stuff like that, which I thought was really good. As you know, we are real picky.
Yeah, Tico 90s, whereas Guardians of the Galaxy went 80s.
Yeah. The music was good, acting was good. There were a couple of scenes or a couple of things that she said that were just like, what? But I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't this disaster that I was afraid it was going to be, or this thing that might have been a problem. It turned out better than I thought it was. Captain Marvel isn't that huge of a name of a character on a lot of people's minds until now, but I'm glad it's good. I'm glad it came out right.
I don't know who I was talking to who described it as Captain Marvel is like the Superman of the Marvel universe.
There's a lot of people that could do that comparison. that she is the Superman of Marvel. Basically, origin, kind of a history thing, and kind of powers and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of people that draw comparisons between the two, and I can see it. It's not a problem. Ooh.
Oh, I'm all about a good soundtrack. I just saw that Kane said the soundtrack for Into the Spider-Verse was bananas good.
Yes,
so
that was good too.
I love a good soundtrack.
Yeah, 100%. There were some good scenes. There were some good pokes and jabs. They really got the 90s down really well, which I thought was really cool. Because of all the posters and the clothes. The very first of the movie, the Marvel, I don't know what you call it, flash page or spin page or whatever, showing all the Marvel movies was not Marvel movies this time. It was a tribute to Stan Lee, which was really, really cool. Kind of made me, go, damn it. And then, of course, the Stan Lee cameo was bittersweet. It was cool. I'm not going to spoil it, but what he's doing is right up a Stan Lee thing, and it was great because of the time, with the time period that it's being filmed in.
My friend Jen was like, I was crying. It was the last Stan Lee cameo there ever will be.
Actually, there's supposed to be some more. He's supposed to have filmed a bunch more.
We were wondering if he like stocked up on the cameos to just insert into random movies.
They did say he did do a different cameos. We just don't know what. Yeah. Which at the end of my movie, after we saw their 2 end credit scenes, this kid, and he was probably maybe 7 or 8, was like, he was with his family, and he was like, "Dad, I'm sad," and he's like. And his dad was like, "Why?" And he was like, "That's the last time we're going to see Stan Lee again, and we're not going to see him do cameos." The Marvel, you could tell the kid was upset that he knew that Stan Lee was gone, and he was afraid that he wasn't going to see him again. And the kid was, started having a crackle in his voice. It's like, I can't believe it's the last time I'm going to see Stan Lee. And I was like, I was kind of hit by that because I grew up and everything, and to hear someone that young going, we're not going to see Stan Lee again in a Marvel movie, which we're supposedly going to get some more. I was like, damn, that was pretty freaking cool for that kid to say. And it kind of made me cry, kind of made me, kind of feel proud or whatever, or, just happy that the kid knew who this was and everything was going on. But it was interesting to hear that from someone of a younger generation. I've got to give this. How many space herpes do you give it, Kathy?
I'd give it 1.
Yeah.
I'm generous, so I would only give it 1 because I liked it. But is it Casablanca? No, it's not.
No. I agree with you. I'm 1 to 1.5. 1.5 just because there were some nitpick things. But it is definitely not the worst Marvel movie. MCU movie, I should say. It is definitely not the worst one. It definitely is a good one.
Conjugate says Dark Knight was good, of superhero movies overall. Yeah, Dark Knight was good.
So, it was good. I suggest people go watch it. It has some good one-lines. Nick Fury's really good. You do get some good cameos, not only from Stan Lee, but other characters within the MCU. So it was quite good. I suggest go seeing it. So I'm about a 1.5 pushing it. Let's see. I did watch the new Star Trek Discovery, which was really good. Still no space herpes on this one. I did watch the new Orville that came out, and I'm still on the same aspect. This one was much better in the comedy department than the last few have been, but it still got the same thing. I want more comedy from the Orville. I don't want serious from the Orville. I want more comedy.
It's funny because I was just reading about somebody who was like, the Orville has finally hit their stride and gotten away from the whole comedic nature and is really become a good sci-fi show, which I think is funny because you were just saying how you like the comedy part of it.
Yeah, I want the comedy. I want the comedy from the Orville. I don't want the serious sci-fi from them. If they can ever hit that perfect balance, I think they'll do amazing. Still wasn't a bad episode. It's just not exactly what I'm looking for. What else? New show on Netflix. I started watching. It is called The Order. For everybody that doesn't know, The Order is a series on Netflix about a kid that joins a secret mage society at college, of course, because that's where everything secret society comes out, of mages, and the mages are attacked by werewolf. Either werewolf
God, my
or
friend
werewolf.
was just reading about that. I'm like, I feel like I have to watch it only because I like werewolves.
Yes.
In general.
Well, I'm only about like 4 episodes in. It does kind of have a CW vibe. You can tell that there's going to be a lot of romance crap going on, and stuff like that. Special effects, fine. I haven't seen any issues with the special effects. Story-wise, it's not that great. The overall story plot is this kid wants to join this college, and the reason why they're going to this college is because the Order of the Blue Rose is there. And supposedly the Order of Blue Rose killed his mother. And so the father, which is, if anyone remembers and shows you how old I am, he was Max Headroom, is in there. And
Matt Frewer. I'll just pull that off the top of my head like I never usually can.
And they're supposed to infiltrate the Blue Order and kill the guy that killed his mother. Cool. Okay, I got that. I can handle that. I'm all in on that. And it's supposedly going to be about mages versus werewolves, which I'm of course an old World of Darkness person, role player, and I'm like, that's a cool storyline. But it's just not working. The story is just not there. It's moving across very slowly. You're not getting much mage or much werewolf in it. Like I said, it's very pulling up a very CW vibe where you know that eventually it's going to turn into this big love crap.
Hey, Trash Panda's here all the way at the very end of the show. Thanks for showing up, Trash.
But I mean, it's not working. The werewolves do look cool that they've shown so far, which is always really hard for some people to do. They either look really derpy or they look really cool. And so far, the werewolves look really cool. I'm going to watch the rest of the season, and then I'll make a full judgment, but right now it's not looking good. It's not pulling me in or sucking me in like anything else. It's just kind of there. I could probably live without it right now. And then my last one of the night is I've watched the new episode of Deadliest Class. Or Deadly Class, which we've talked about before, which is the Hogwarts meets Assassins. It's still pretty decent. There were some pretty good scenes. There was a scene, and like I said, this is all done in the 80s, so of course the soundtracks are all amazing. And everything's really good. There's been some really good comedy in this one. The story's actually moving along. They're actually building on stuff. It's still maybe 1 space herpes out of 5. It's a pretty good sci-fi show. They get away with a lot of stuff. They do a lot of things. I could see the season's probably going to wrap up pretty soon, but overall, it's still been pretty good. So maybe we'll see some more fun with that. Oh, talk about Tim Burton. I just saw Trash Panda's Tim Burton reference. We got the trailer for Dumbo.
And I saw the trailer for Dumbo, yeah.
And I'm not really excited for it, except for I know that movie, because it's done by Tim Burton, is going to have some amazing visuals.
I bet it will surprise people and that it will be good.
I hope it is. It's just, we got that thing about it and about live action Disney movies that have just been kind of meh.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
But for overall, I know it's going to look gorgeous, and I know that the scenes and the sets and the visuals are going to be really cool.
It did look whimsical, and that brings us right back around to Michael Keaton.
Yep.
Because he's in it.
Correct. Yes. So it's what that 4 degrees of Trash Panda? Because Michael Keaton is in that, and going back to Michael Keaton Batman. And it was okay. So this next few times we're gonna have what movies we got? I did have the Dark Phoenix trailer on mine. Did you have the Dark Phoenix trailer on yours?
I have no recollection of the Dark Phoenix, so I'm gonna say no.
It is the new X-Men movie coming out, and I'm kind of meh about it. I want it to be good, and I want it to do good, but I really don't care about the characters. We've mentioned this before, because the new trailers came out, John and I did, and I really hope it's good. I really, really, really hope it's good, but I don't see it doing very well. I hope, because the Dark Phoenix is such a cool story. It's neat. The characters are cool. I just don't see it being awesome. So, hopefully, it will be. Trash Pandas are everywhere. Trash Panda, thank you for coming in and providing our 4 degrees of Trash Panda for us. We appreciate it. Guys, we're coming to the end of the show. I know this is, we do a different show than most people, and we're kind of weird. If you just hit that follow button up there, we would appreciate it. You can see us when we go live. Not only do I go live on like every other Tuesday doing my role-playing game.
And of course, I paint live on Mondays and Thursdays, which is at almost the same time as VS Schmidtbot does his champion stream.
Yep.
I paint miniatures, so.
Yeah, Kathy on Mondays and Thursdays will paint miniatures from 10 to 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. And she'll go in there and talk with her. She will give you advice. She'll crack a joke with you. Kathy's very awesome about that. I do my RPG on Tuesday nights almost every other weekend. Or every other week, excuse me. And
our podcast is it's just a general gaming. I mean, we cover not only card games, but also board games and role-playing games and tabletop war games. So it's kind of a melange, and then we always have the media section in the last half hour. So, if you like just general gaming stuff, it would be awesome if you showed up like every Sunday night.
Yeah, that would be cool. Because we talk about a lot of things. We have a good time. Also, we do provide some good codes from our sponsors and good giveaways when we get them. If you notice, we don't do a lot of stuff on Twitch. We would rather you jump on our Patreon where we can give you even better stuff. So if you get a chance, check out our Patreon page. I will be putting up a new reward pretty soon that is going to be geared around me. That is not forcing me to sing songs. It will require me to do some extra work outside and provide a service. No one here has
ever heard of the song one. We had a Patreon level where if you pledged like $20, you could request a song for either Gonzo or I to sing. And was it the last one we did where I did Will Smith's Wild Wild West?
Yeah, I think I think the last one was me, and I had to do Feel Like a Woman.
I missed that episode.
Oh, no, you were there. I think you muted your headphone.
I may have blocked it.
And it's better that you did. It's better that you did, because it sucked. Because I did have to do Fresh Prince.
By Will Smith, Wild Wild West was classic. So.
Yep. So, guys, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate everything. This is the end of our podcast. We come back and see us. Check it out. You can also check us out on Facebook. We release a lot of information. Other than that, for episode 71 and More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Kathy.
And good night.